Hey, Scruffy. How you doing? So the sun came back. So looks like we're gonna get a break in the weather for maybe 3 days, and then more rain, maybe. Okay. Get the food on the table and get the glove. Looks like Scruffy is ready for business. Okay. So let's see. The weather is kind of weird still. So we just came off of a small storm system, I think. It looks like there's another one 3 or 4 days from now. So yesterday was raining, and I thought it rained reasonably hard, at least for us. And but I was a little perplexed because this area here, which has a leak in the roof, did not get soaked. So maybe my perception of how much rain we got was actually exaggerated just by the noise that the rain made. So maybe we didn't get that much rain. And in fact, I went out for a run today, and it was not nearly as muddy and wet as I thought it would be. In fact, a lot of the ground was actually fairly dry. There were little puddles here and there, but nothing like last time. So the rain we got, I guess, wasn't that much, or the water has been absorbed by the ground from the last storms and is still parched and still desperately in need of water because we've been in drought for so long that maybe all the water got absorbed. But the other weird part of the weather is, it's been really cold, unusually cold for us. And I kind of expected by now the weather to start turning up because I think last year around this time I was probably complaining it was getting too hot. And we seem to be in a cold wave. They've been warning about giving us freeze warnings for a couple weeks now. Hasn't really happened, but it has been colder. But I saw the forecast for overnight tonight, or tomorrow morning or whatever, and the lows they're predicting actually could hit a few degrees above freezing temperature. So it could actually be the coldest we've seen all winter. They've been threatening to get down to that, but it actually hasn't. It's been staying a stone throw away of freezing, but it might actually hit close. The closest it's hit overnight tonight or early morning tomorrow. We'll see. But so that's why I did want to try to get that shelter equipped for Scruffy just in case we did get that low. We rarely actually get below freezing here, so I don't think Scruffy has anything to worry about. But Scruffy seems to be pretty used to the temperatures here, and his thick fur coat probably gives him a lot of comfort. I actually think his fur coat's probably a liability most of the time because it's usually hot here. But he seems to manage. Yeah, stuck up his paw there. So yeah, I mentioned a few days ago, um, spontaneously my ankle or foot started hurting. So I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting at my desk, and I got up, and suddenly it hurt as if I had suffered a major injury, like I sprained it or something, and yeah, it really hurt to put any weight on the foot or the ankle. I couldn't explain it because I didn't do anything. I didn't even step down hard to stand up or anything. It was just all of a sudden it just hurt, and yeah, I still don't understand that. But the following day, yeah, it just completely disappeared. So yeah, it's all fine the next day. I ended up staying in, because of the rain. But yeah, so today, sun came out, and so I said, well, I guess I should go for a run. I thought it would be a lot wetter, so I didn't want to do a bike ride. And it's also, yeah, I'm unclear on how cold it's going to be. I don't like biking when it gets really, really cold. But I wasn't clear what the temperature was going to be today. It turns out, yeah, it actually warmed up in the day. So yeah, the last week or so, our days have been colder than usual. So for pretty much this entire winter, our days have been much warmer than our nights. So we have a big temperature difference between the day and the night. And so the days are actually semi-reasonable, a little chilly sometimes, but yeah, perfectly manageable. Can definitely go out and do things and not freeze to death. But yeah, the last week it's been like the temperature has basically been almost the same as at night. But today, yeah, finally broke that, and the day was actually reasonably nice again. And it's actually still not too bad. It's definitely warmer than the past few nights right now. I did bring out my glove for my camera hand, but yeah, I probably didn't need it tonight. So I think I'm going to get Scruffy his food a little early. He looks ready. Okay, let's get your food. Oops. I stepped on the red plate with the water bowl. Didn't knock it over or tip it, so it's okay. Just trying to pivot my foot so I can kind of bend over so I can brush Scruffy. And yeah, hit the plate. And just hit the chair there. With the brush. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, I didn't see Scruffy today except at lunch. He was sleeping in front of the door. I was a little late today for lunch. My schedule's all still kind of messed up. So I was a little late for lunch. And maybe I was a little too late because he fell asleep. But yeah, he's waiting. So, did our lunch thing. He seemed fine. Hey, Scruffy. A little late, huh? But the sun's out. So it finally stopped raining. At least for a little bit. So I gotta get you your food. It's probably a bad idea. I might have spilled the water on you. I'm trying to open the door with the water bowl. Plate moved. Wind. Tonight's dinner is mini pate, super supper, kibble, and the last of the real turkey scraps. So that's it for the turkey, probably for till the end of the year. Don't think we'll be able to get another turkey cheap. I don't see him until the holidays. I have some rotisserie chicken scraps. I'll probably thaw them out. I think I'm going to wait a few days since the weather's going to turn a little better for the next few days. And then looks like we're going to get more rain, more storm clouds. Yeah, I think I'll save the bag for then. Almost my inside kibble container is also almost empty, so I got to refill it. So it's behind schedule today. I got enough to get through probably tomorrow, but probably tomorrow at lunch I gotta refill it after I feed Scruffy. And yeah, so Scruffy knows the drill, I think. So when I go for the kibble container, Scruffy's going to be hanging around, hoping to get extra free food. And I'll probably give him some. So yeah, you won't need the turkey tomorrow, or the rotisserie chicken tomorrow. I'll get a lot of extra kibble. Yeah, I also wanted to wait till it was dry. So today would have worked, but yeah, I didn't want to do it yesterday or during the storm, especially since it got leaks around here. So let's see. On my run today, so on the way to the park, somebody was coming out of their house, and they had a little white dog. I don't know the breed, might be terrier maybe. But yeah, the little dog basically ran right towards me and started nipping at my calves and heels. Start yipping and barking at me. And he's really going for my ankles and my calves. And the guy was trying to get the dog to leave me alone, but the dog didn't listen to him. so I was just walking down the sidewalk, so the dog followed me and continued yipping at my kind of stabbing at my heels and my calves. And I kept walking, and the dog wouldn't leave me alone. Finally, I get over to a house that has a big giant dog in their yard. So they have a big. They built a kind of a fenced off area for the yard, so the dog can kind of roam free in their yard and can't get out. But so the dog sensed the other dog was out, and so then he decided to dart past me, run over there, and start picking a barking fight with the big dog. So distracted the dog a little bit. But then after that, after I walked past that house, I thought the dog would leave me alone. But then the dog decided that I was more interesting, and then continued to follow me a little bit longer. Though he wasn't as aggressive at going after my legs. And then finally went far enough where the dog felt like he needed to turn around, I think. Because yeah, his master, I think, was lagging behind. Yeah, the guy wasn't doing a very good job keeping his dog under control. And yeah, I didn't see any cats today. So I think yeah, we did reach that. So we went far enough where I think yeah, we did reach the house of the porch cat. But yeah, the porch cat wasn't there when the dog was at my ankles. I was wondering if the cat would see the dog and do something, or vice versa. But yeah, the porch cat wasn't there. And then yeah, I didn't see the friendly cat or the pal or the youngling. So I had a mostly terrible run. Yeah, so once again, yeah, just not been performing well. Um, but yeah, so I did 3 laps, and there were 3 terrible laps. So I came in really slow, and I was actually thinking about just calling it quits after the 3rd lap and saying, okay, I call it a day. But yeah, the sun starting to set a little later, so I can spend a little more time out there. And I decided, yeah, I should try one more lap. Yeah, I try to make up for the terrible 3 laps. See if I can do any better on that 4th lap. And just as I was starting that 4th lap, yeah, I broke my pace again. I think I ended up walking as I started my next lap, and I was contemplating how I was gonna do this final lap better. And then suddenly, a person, another runner passed me, and and I noticed this runner was running at a pace that was probably something I could roughly keep up with. And so I decided after that person got a little bit further ahead, I decided, okay, I think I'm going to try following that person's pace so the person doesn't get any further away from me. So I'll try to keep the pace that way. And actually, that worked pretty well. So yeah, basically, that person was exactly what I needed because yeah, it helped me reset my pace. And Scruffy gonna throw it. I'm still feeding this bowl. I'm going for the water, so that's good. So recently, he has thrown up after drinking water, but more times than not, if he throws up immediately, he never drinks any water. Move the balls. So anyway, yeah, I was tailing this person for probably about half of that lap. And yeah, it was working out really well. I was finally keeping a pace, and it was actually a pretty good pace. I think it was actually a little faster than what I'd done recently. It's probably something I did before I got injured, but yeah, I haven't really gotten back into shape since then, so I'm still struggling. And then the person, yeah, fortunately, yeah, the path forks in the different kind of alternate paths, and that person picked a fork that I usually go. I go like the other through a different fork, and so I decided I didn't want to follow them. I just followed my normal fork, but I tried to keep the pace that the person had set. And and the way the fork works is, or at least the particular fork that they took versus the fork I took, we both reconvened later, but the particular fork I take, it's a little steeper uphill, but it's shorter. Um, so I will probably actually, so keeping the same pace, I'd probably get in front of the person, and that's exactly what happened. So when the paths reconverge, I'm actually ahead of the person that I was trailing, and and so now I couldn't actually see the person anymore, and so I wasn't, so I wasn't exactly sure what my pacing should be since I didn't have a visual cue anymore. Um, and I didn't want the person to pass me because that means I had screwed up the pace. So I kept going, and I think I actually tried a little a little extra hard. So I think I actually increased the pace a little bit. And so the second half of the run, I think I was actually running a little faster than that first half. This is on my fourth lap when I should be probably, getting pretty tired. But of course, my first 3 laps were so bad that I guess I wasn't that tired. so, um, so the second so the second half of the lap I was doing pretty good. Though I was actually really starting to feel the fatigue near the end, and my heart rate was actually really getting up, which I needed to do. But it was kind of on the I was kind of on the maximum burn pacing at that point. But it all worked out. So I was pretty happy with that. Actually, I was actually really happy with that final lap. So I finished, and because of the alternate forks that we took, I was actually, I think, much further ahead of the person than I thought I was. Partly because the forks we took, and partly because I think I had picked up the pace. But good last lap. So Scruffy actually did a terrible job winning the ball. But it looks like he's done. Okay, well, I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. See you next time.